Welcome to Favela Rocinha, the greatest and biggest favela in Rio de Janeiro. It has like 200,000 people. Can you imagine? It's like a city in Europe. And yes, it's all illegal construction, so let's explore it a little bit. You don't really see, but here we have like the biggest favela in Rio. It's like 200,000 people. It's like a town in Europe, can you imagine? And this area is kind of luxurious area with very expensive buildings, very modern, the best beach. But favela grew very fast and now it's like 200,000 people. It's a lot, and we are going inside. In order to come here, you need to get to the metro station, which is also called Rocinha, and after that you get through this huge market along some very cheap products, I suppose, and there you come. Now you're officially in the territory of Favela Rocinha, and keep in mind that police is not operating here, so if anything happens, probably police will never come and help you. But locals say that Favela is probably the safest place you can find in Brazil, especially because of the lack of police. And the main difference between favela and slum is that favela is controlled not by the state or police, but by some local forces that are somehow associated with drug dealers, if you know what I mean. So our local guide invited us to his house, and he is here like middle class, if you can say that about people in favela. In comuna, they don't like the word favela because it's very negative, so they say it's like comuna. And here you see like it's very narrow, and you can even touch other buildings, neighbors. And it's actually very safe in favela because everyone knows everyone, so they don't have any criminals. So the criminal rate here is actually very low, except for when the police of Rio de Janeiro comes in, but they didn't come for the last 7 years. That's why this comuna, Favela Rocinha, is like considered to be one of the safest, because for 7 years it's been like nothing has been here. Yes, that's why they have some. It's not like tours, it's like local people decided to earn some money and invite other tourists here. So it's like a very private tour, which is very interesting. Another big difference between normal cities and favelas is that in favela you can build whatever you want, wherever you want. You don't need special permission, you don't need to buy land, you don't need to buy electricity or water. It's all free of charge, by the way. Why our guide is a bit richer than other people? Because in favela you can get money, but two methods. So the first one, I believe everyone knows what it is, but the second one is actually building some apartments and rent them. That's what his family is doing. So this is going to be a new, very luxurious apartment because they have like an additional kitchen and very panoramic windows with the view over the whole comuna. And now we're going to the rooftop. Yeah, with you.
Essa é minha casa.
Wow.
Minha casa é esta casa.
So we are having here the very great terrace, actually very clean, and I like that he colored it in yellow, and it looks very like clean and tidy. And here we have wonderful view over the whole comuna and mountains. This is incredible, guys. Even though this terrace was so beautiful, I was still thinking about all the other buildings around me, how people live here, and I by no means want to disgrace those people. I mean, like, we all have different obstacles in life, and I just really have a huge respect on those who even were born here but still found their way out of this, or found some peace and happiness, which is the most important thing, right? We came here on motor taxi, and this was quite, well, almost dangerous, but I don't know, very entertaining. So yeah, there's no other way to move here, I suppose, because it's like very vertical. I mean, this favela, this comuna, it's like this. So yeah, it's very steep. And I don't understand how people live here except for having a motorbike. By the way, it's not allowed to film everywhere in favela, so I was told specifically where I can film. For example, here I was shown the Crash Municipal, as you can see. By the way, it's actually free.
Я спросила, где происходит эта микроволновая печь, ближе к камню.
А до сих пор, что ли?
Конечно. Ну, вот эти, когда покрышки вот так вот ставят и кидают, ну, и уже поджигают.
Называется микроволновка.
Não tem sido tão comum.
So if you're going to this Favela Rocinha, you have to visit this. I would say it's like a show. It's I forgot the name how it's called. It's like a dance and a fight, but they don't fight, but they dance. And this is quite funny. And yes, this is obligatory if you come as a tourist to this favela. You definitely have to pay additionally for this show, but it's fine, as not a lot of ways for local children to earn money. And this shows that they're not only interested in some illegal stuff, as we may hear from news and propaganda. They're normal children who are also interested in football, dances, and many more other sports and arts. Many people call this commune a touristic one. I wouldn't say it's like a touristic because like it's historically made like a century ago, but because it's the safest and also the biggest, and also they didn't have any fights for 7 years, it's a bit safe to come here with a local guide. So be aware that you need to have a local so that he can show you everything. And by the way, people do not speak really English here. They do speak Portuguese and Spanish because it's very similar. So I don't speak Portuguese, but I speak Spanish, so I can understand. I was really concerned how people get medicine here, but they have free medical centers like this one. This looks quite modern and clean, which is, I believe, good. They also have like free, or I don't remember how many schools. And this bus going straight to Copacabana, can you imagine? By the way, our guide doesn't see me, but I was recording this, and then he told me that it was not allowed to actually film with public transport on this road, so I don't know. I hope they won't find me, so I still uploaded to show it to you. By the way, have you seen those angels somewhere in Europe? I bet you did, because he's really famous. This is like a studio where contemporary art is located, and he has actually buildings in Germany and France. Well, he painted them in his very unique style with those angels, and he actually is from Rocinha. He was born here, and he's famous worldwide for his unique angels. So I decided to buy myself a souvenir here for like a memory of this place. Another important reason to take a guide: you will never find a way back from here because it is impossible. There's no Google Maps, there's no streets, there's no number for buildings, so those streets only a local can show us. Really guys, you will get lost if you don't have a local, because otherwise I do not know how to navigate here. By the way, you actually can rent an Airbnb if you really into this extreme. It's about $20-30 a night. So this is like a new micro center inside Comuna, and it was built like in 2010 after pandemic, when a lot of people died because they live like on each other. There's no like air between their houses, so Mary decided to, you know, like to build a new area here, and it's like luxurious one. What can you buy in a local store? Actually, they have a lot of shampoos and etc. Everything you actually need. So a lot of things for your hair. This one is very important. I'm here for this, by the way. So shop is pretty good. Can you imagine? All stuff for children. Yeah. Sensodyne. Wow, this is a luxurious shop. I don't know if I can film somewhere further. No, I cannot. But my opinion about Favela is a must experience in Brazil for sure. And second, actually it's like an independent city, and they have their own rules. They don't have lines, they don't have like a zebra for pedestrians. They're regulated by themselves. They don't have police here. That's when I was told I cannot film. And you cannot imagine what happened next. We saw the real mafia who control all of this favela. We saw a lot of guns, and oh my god, this was the most crazy experience in my life. Why they asked me to take my camera down? It's because there was like a cartage for the main person. And the main person here, it's not a real estate agent, if you know what I mean. So we saw him with a golden gun, and there were like 10 more people with guns. Maybe I have to take my camera down as well. Let's continue. I'm on my way back to the city. I'm very glad I can leave this area because locals they do not have any chance to move, unfortunately. The only chance they've got is to study well, go to university, and then find a job somewhere in the city. It's like the only way. And yes, let me tell you, I help people to get to university, so now I understand that my work is really important. So guys, study, education is really helpful in life. And yes, that's my insight from today's excursion. Well, that's all for today, guys, and trust me, this was the most emotional experience during all my travels, and I've been to 55 countries, but I will remember this day probably until I die. So see you in next videos.